Testing the microphone one final desperate time. I think I fixed it.
Hi, folks.
Yeah, I think our first visit was in 08.
It's almost second generation now.
13 years ago. What are we talking about?
Right. You know, we were the new poets, Paul, when we were starting out, and now new poets are coming through, aren't they? So it's nice to see the legacy of it, Paul, really.
Yeah, it's great to be a part of the journey, for sure, absolutely. You see Jane is there as well. Hi, Jane. I remember you were there when we first visited to perform at the Godiva Festival.
Oh goodness, yes, all those years ago. I remember that. Yeah, and I remember the first email coming in about this exchange to the Coventry office. A long time back. Yeah, isn't it a wonderful thing that it's been able to keep going all this time?
Brilliant. It is great. Yeah.
And the book is beautiful. Thank you so much. It's lovely.
There's so many familiar faces here. It's great. There's Sarah there. Hi, Sarah. And Jane. Hi, Jane. I haven't seen in ages. Peter, how are you doing?
People are pouring in now. Just give everyone another few minutes and then we'll start. So I'm just going to mute everybody. Everybody's been like really quiet and well behaved. They're not very chatty. I'll just do the muting. There we go. Right. Can everyone hear me okay? We did have a little problem with some mic and audio at the start. I'm seeing some thumbs up. All right, cool. Brilliant. Welcome to this very special edition of Fire and Dust Poetry Night. It's a book launch for a brand new poetry anthology called Twin Skies. This anthology is a joint project between Ó Bhéal in Cork City, Ireland, and Fire and Dust here in Coventry City, England. Cork and Coventry became twin cities in 1958, and we've celebrated this international friendship with an annual poetry exchange since 2008. Every August, 2 poets from Coventry travel overseas to visit Cork, and every November, 2 poets from Cork visit Coventry. They check out significant landmarks and cultural places. They meet with the respective city's Lord Mayor, and they share poetry at several local spoken word events. Obviously, last year we had to do this virtually, and we did well. It was still a very special time. It was great. But this year, because traveling abroad is still kind of restricted, and because Coventry is the UK city of culture, we thought we'd do something a bit special and different. So we've reunited almost all of the poets who participated in the exchange since it began in the form of this published collection of their work. It's really nice. Some people here have got a copy of it. There is a digital copy that I'll share the link to again in a bit. So what's going to happen this evening is we're going to hear readings from some of the anthology poets. Some of them already performed at the first launch event hosted in Cork on the 9th. And in between the readings, we're going to have a Q&A with Paul Casey, who's the dedicated fellow behind this exchange on the Cork side. He's been organising it since the first one. And later on, we'll have a little open mic session as well for some other poets to share their work. People from Coventry, Cork, all around the world. So it's basically international poetry connections all over the shop. It's good stuff. Before we get into it, I just want to say a special thank you to some of the people and organisations who've made this exchange possible over the years, and this 2021 anthology in particular. So for previous or ongoing funding and organising of gigs, shout out to Cork Council, Coventry Council, Ó Bhéal, of course, the Barra's Spoken Word, Silhouette Press, and Coventry Peace Festival. And then individuals who've helped organise for Coventry side over the years are Adam Steiner, Anthony Owen, John Morley, Asa Gassan, Andrew Mbarushamana, and Jack Kenwood. And then, for their ongoing input with this year's project, big thank you to our respective arts councils, BBC Contained Strong Language Festival, City of Culture Trust, Nine Arches Press, Writing West Midlands, Here Comes Everyone magazine, and Coventry Association of International Friendship. As you can see, there's a lot of people who all do their bit to keep it going. Some people, not everyone does it something every year, but everyone pitches in and tries to keep us afloat. So that's nearly the end of my blathering now, except to say that the Zoom is being recorded and a few photos might be taken. Actually, I've forgotten the camera, so forget the photos. The Zoom is being recorded. Clips will likely go up on the social media for Here Comes Everyone magazine. If you're in the audience and you don't want to appear in any clips, I would advise turning off your camera. And if you're a poet reading and you don't want to be in the video, that's fine, but please email myself or Paul after the event, and then I could just delete you out of the performance, just delete you out of the file. So it's no worries, it's not a problem. Just let me know afterwards. If you tell me now, I might not see the message. Cheers. Right, I believe I spotted our Lord Mayor coming in. I think I did, yeah. So, right. Good evening, Lord Mayor John Nicholas. Thank you very much for joining us. We're very honoured to have you with us in the Zoom tonight. I'm just going to invite Lord Mayor John Nicholas, to say a few words, just to welcome our guests from Cork and everyone here to this virtual Coventry experience. Good evening. It's a surreal way for us to meet, but thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for inviting me to the launch of the Fire and Dust Twin Skies anthology. It is yet another great collaboration between the two cities that work together so well to promote and share their amazing arts and culture. And don't forget, we are City of Culture 2021, and we are really enjoying the experience. Our skilled poets have created some inspiring works, and I'm greatly looking forward to hearing some of the readings tonight. Around 40 poets were involved in the project, and that is marvellous for our cities. We are so proud that Coventry and Cork share this artistic bond, and that continues to flourish, even in the face of COVID. We must be missing out on our annual visits, but organisers have come up with this wonderful alternative this year, with a great anthology that features all those who have taken part. It will also help us to keep going until we can hopefully resume our visits next year. We would certainly love to welcome our friends from Cork as part of our year as UK City of Culture. This year, we are delighted to be in the cultural spot, and although we must still remain careful, we are finding ways to show people some of the many treasures that we have. One of those treasures is, of course, our friendship with the people of Cork. Our cities have now been twins for over 60 years, and we share many, many things in common. Like others, we have faced difficulties in recent months, but events like tonight's show will show that we always find a way to unite and build on that long relationship. After lockdowns and isolation, we need to celebrate our friendships more than ever. And what better way than with the help of our skilled poets? Enjoy the evening, everyone, and I look forward to next year when the poets and people of Coventry and Cork can once again meet in person. And I can say this evening that we have made contact with Cork. I hope to come over in my year as Lord Mayor before next May. So if that is possible, I really look forward to seeing you in person. Thank you again, and my best wishes for the future. Thank you.
Thanks very much for that, Lord Mayor. If you do get to visit Cork, it is an amazing city, so I really hope you do. Let's hope those restrictions lift for next year. It'll be a brilliant trip for you. Okay, let's go on to the next bit. Thank you very much for those words. We're now going to hear from some of the anthology poets themselves. We'll hear from 6 poets to start with, and then we'll have the Q&A between Asa and Paul, and then we'll go back to more poetry. So I'm going to be calling on, I don't think Adam's here yet. So Colin, Anthony, Emily, Michelle, and Paul to start with, just so you've got a little pre-warning. I'm not doing it alphabetically because I realised that there was a lot of blokes at the start, and so all the women were sort of in the second half. So I thought we'll mix it up a little bit. But I am going to be cheeky and copy what happened.
I am here, by the way.
Oh, brilliant! Hey, Adam.
Sorry. Hi,
no
how
worries.
you doing?
Thanks, mate. Brilliant. I'll be calling you up first in just a sec. So I'm just going to ask everyone, each poet, if you could give a little introduction, just tell us what year you participated in the exchange, if you still remember, and share with us a top memory of the experience, but only if you want to. If you just want to read your poem, that's not a problem, whatever you fancy doing.